Yo, hello. What is going on, everybody? GZTV back with another video. And yeah, unfortunately, Crimmy season is over. We don't have our Christmas tree up anymore. Maybe we can start putting some shit up here, maybe display it. I'm not really sure. There's definitely some cool shit I could put up there, but I mean, I'm only going to be home for another week, so yeah, we have Dexter. We have season 2, the very first episode. I'm going to go upstairs and watch the football game after this and just kind of chill, relax, whatnot. I might stream tonight. I might not. I don't know. I might check out some games, see if 2K has any cool shit. I might return to that game. You never know. But NBA recap tonight for sure. NBA games are currently going on. So, yeah, we have the plot and we have the critical reception. You guys know exactly how these go, so let's go. Since murdering the ice truck killer 5 weeks previously, Dexter Morgan has been followed by the suspicious Sergeant James Dokes and thus cannot satisfy his urge to kill. He's not able to kill anybody. Dokes is like heavily surveilling him and making sure he doesn't get out and continue to kill people. So Dokes is like really suspicious. Like Dexter comes off as this weird person, right? He does. I mean, he's a pretty awkward, weird personality. Almost like he has like this villainous backstory, which he does, and no one really knows about it. Trying to act relentlessly normal, he goes bowling almost nightly with his coworkers to like make it seem like he's a normal citizen and he has nothing to hide. Like he's out there being normal, going through his life, you know. Dexter is finally left alone when Dokes gives up and takes the night off. He pursues a blind voodoo priest named Jimmy, but finds himself ultimately unable to kill him because Dokes has been following him so long. He hasn't really had the urge to kill anyone, and it's not starting now. He's like, I can't do this to this guy. He's blind. He's not able to really defend himself either. I mean, that's another thing. So yeah, he feels kind of unmotivated to carry out his act. At a crime scene, the victim's mother pleads with Dexter to kill her son's murderer, gang lord Little Chino. So they have kind of a new antagonist going to the season. It's not going to be as much of an antagonist as the Ice Truck Killer. Who knows if we'll even get something like that in the series. I feel like the show creators just wanted to like open the series with something so fans would be interested. But seeing the woman's young daughter, he is reminded of having witnessed his own mother's brutal death as a child. So there's definitely some like parallels here he draws, and he finds like this some sort of sympathy. He finds some sort of like emotional connection with this little girl as she's like staring on at her dead father at the crime scene. Or the mother, or whatever. I think it's his sister or something, I'm not sure. After leading Dokes to believe that he is bowling for the night, Dexter brings Chino to Jimmy's killing room. So anytime Dokes is like leaving him alone, he's like, all right, maybe he doesn't have anything to hide. He like goes away, and Dexter then takes his victims that he wants, and obviously little Chino, he's gonna kill him. He got the orders from the mother of the victim, so. However, Chino wakes up in the middle of Dexter's procedure and manages to escape. He's a pretty muscular, he's pretty mountainous of a man. I kind of forgot to mention that. He's a pretty big dude. He's going to be hard to detain, despite how many chemicals, all the shots, all the tranquilizers that he gave him. Meanwhile, Dexter's sister Deborah exercises incessantly and is barely able to sleep as she struggles with memories of her ex-fiancé, Brian Moser, trying to kill her. So that's going to be like a post-traumatic thing. She's probably, tragically, she's probably going to carry that for the rest of her life. When she returns to work, Sergeant Maria LaGuarta expresses concern about her emotional stability. Like, are you alright? You know, they're looking after her. They care about her. She's a part of, like, the police force. And she's like, are you good, right? However, Deborah is determined to resume her life. She wants to get back to going through what she was going, or not going through what she was going through. She wants to live life again. She can't just like dwindle on this her entire life. When she takes Dexter's girlfriend out to a bar, a man recognizes Deborah as the fiance of the ice truck killer, and he's like getting really aggressive. He's like getting in their face like, oh, you piece of shit. You know who the ice truck killer was and you didn't do anything about it, blah, blah, blah. Which this whole time she had no fucking clue, which is the funny part. She instinctively punches him when he touches her shoulder, certain that he was trying to grab her. Obviously, like the post-traumatic stuff is kind of like burning through whatever the human instincts she has, you know, like She wouldn't normally do that, but because of the situation she went through, like, yeah. Rita takes her children, Astor and Cody, to see the imprisoned Paul, who continues to insist that he was framed by Dexter, and that his missing shoe would prove his innocence. So yeah, again, Paul is right. He is exactly right. Yeah. And she's not going to believe him, obviously. She's biased for Dexter. Rita tells him that there is no shoe, despite having found it over a month ago. Oh, I found your shoe. There is no shoe. It's very contradicting. She has a very inconsistent argument against him. She later admits that she found the shoe, but refuses to acknowledge that Dexter is involved. Well, maybe you were drunk. Maybe you went out there. You were high. You were doped up on something. Maybe it was on you, but really it is on Dexter. So it's kind of an interesting dynamic going there. People are kind of closing in on Dexter. Their suspicions are rising. That night, she receives a call from the prison and learns that Paul has been killed by another inmate, so Paul is no longer going to be in their life. So that weight is taken off of Dexter's shoulders. It's a very interesting plot twist. I didn't really expect it going into the episode at all. I didn't expect him to be killed in prison. I didn't think anyone would even want to have messed with him. I mean, all he did was take drugs, right? Flashbacks show the attempts of a teenage Dexter to feel his heartbeat. In the present, Dexter and Deborah watch a news report showing a team of scuba divers recovering 30 garbage bags from Biscayne Bay, each containing parts of Dexter's mutilated victims. So, one weight's off of his shoulders, but another one is dropped heavily on his shoulders, and it's the fact that they're finding all of his victims, and there's probably going to be a criminal investigation starting in the next couple of episodes pertaining his killings. As he watches, his heart races. So that's kind of like the full circle thing. With the heart rate, it's kind of like a big theme in the episode, interestingly enough. A lot of viewers, Eddie Awards, Primetime Emmy Awards, yeah, that doesn't really matter. We're really here for the reviews. 471,000 Australian viewers, 348,000 United Kingdom viewers. 1.09 million U.S. viewers. I don't know if you really care about any of this. Pretty good episode. The second season's opening is a bloody winner, and Hall's performance remains a towering achievement. The episode's biggest problem was having to follow up such a great first season. It's Alive is definitely a solid episode to start off this season. I mean, there's a lot on the shoulders of the show to try to rival the first season, of course. Dexter's flashbacks, Dexter and Deborah's storylines were great. The jokes following Dexter was ridiculous. It kind of was. Gorta's overhearing Lieutenant Esme Pascal's private conversation was a bit contrived. I loved the flashbacks to a young Dexter and living Harry. If we're talking about the episode's end, I mean, just as Dexter's heart beats out of his chest, as does ours. We're really scared for our protagonist. Somehow we're wanting this serial killer guy to have his life go all as well. The episode made for some exciting, heart-pounding fear. The discovery of Dexter's corpses is a fantastic storyline. I didn't even think we'd dive this quickly into that, but here we are going into the second episode of the second season. We're already having people suspicious of him, and that's kind of what the show is driven by, him being a serial killer, not being caught. Yeah. Julie Benz, developing her character Rita into a person instead of just the shell of one she appeared to be. She seemed to be a side character in the first season, I can't lie, but she's definitely developed. If It's Alive is any indication, Dexter's second season looks to delve deeper into the psyches of its characters. It certainly sets up a number of plot complexities and new devices that offer a myriad of new developments. The writers have done a solid job setting the table for Season 2. Obviously there was the big storyline in the first season of the Ice Truck Killer, and that took the entire season to resolve. This season we kind of have another big thing developing. Little Chino is on the loose. It's not really one big grand thing. It's kind of like multiple storylines interwoven. Little Chino is on the loose. They're finding out Dexter's body. The aftermath of Paul dying, that's going to come with something here for Dexter, a lot of emotion. But yeah, that's going to do it. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I am late to the party in terms of the football game, but I'm going to watch a lot of that. Tomorrow, you guys are actually going to get the This Week in the NFL video. I watched an episode of The Walking Dead today, so you're going to get that. And I'm going to watch a movie the next couple of days. You guys know how it goes on the channel. Might stream to